What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay Money and the Shark, the tip-off show. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to have the best NBA show out there. My guy Shark, what's up with you, my brother? Love the hat.
Taking a breath. Last day of the month, March 31st, 2022. I was talking to Punt School about this. How the season has flown by. I remember when October 19th came around, Warriors at Lakers. Lakers are playing tonight. Slight foreshadowing to potentially a big play. J Money, 5 plays. Let's get in there and let's dominate.
Yeah, also the Bucks also opened up versus the Nets as well, man. I'm still pissed off about that game. I'm still pissed off about that. But let's get some cash, man. As always, appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're here. We're trying to get some, Mask J, man, Hoodie J, all that, man, all that. Let's get some cash, man. It's straight to business, guys. All business. First game up, Shark. We're going to the streets of Detroit here. We got the Pistons here getting 9.5 versus the Sixers. We know Sixers, man. They just so up and down. The Pistons, they're not up and down. They lose games, but they played teams tight. 15-1, 15-2-1 against spread last 18 games. This team, they cover spread, Shark. Do they keep it going tonight, my guy?
I think so. 7 p.m. home locker room, Little Caesars Arena, official play. Detroit Pistons plus 10.5, close at 4 a.m. plus 9.5 now. 1.5 units. We're going a little bigger on this one, and for good reason. Specifically, if you look at what's going on here in Philadelphia calendar, this is just an absolute dead zone spot. Oftentimes people will look at the calendar and say, I want to buy this team off an L2. But I ask you, what is the nature of that L2? A super tight 118-116 loss to Milwaukee. And prior to that, a real tight backdoor loss at Phoenix. And you look at what Philly's been doing here for the last 9 games. They've run off a sequence of all playoff teams. Denver, Cleveland, Dallas, Toronto, Miami, LA, Phoenix, Milwaukee. Prior to that, they had a one-off at Orlando. Very similar spot. They came off a sequence of games against playoff teams, went to Orlando, went to overtime, 116-104. As Jay mentioned, the Pistons are 15-2-1 ATS last 18. They're a juggernaut. They're fantastic as an underdog specifically. Only 2 non-covers were actually home favorites against Washington and Portland. Take it back to early season. You do get a double revenge game here. The Pistons have lost 3 in a row. Last year, Pistons won outright against Philly at home, 119-104, and the other game was 114-110. Tight one tonight. I think this is going to be inside of 10 points, 1.5 units official. Jay, talk to him.
Yeah, I like it, bro. I couldn't talk you off. I might ride with you on this one. I know my guy Ronald Kabang is on the Sixers first quarter in this one, but they are the type of team that can fizzle out as the game goes on. We know that the Pistons are slow starters, so I do see my guy Ronald hitting that first quarter Sixers as the game goes on. They'll probably piss the lead away. They could be up 15 at the end of the third quarter, and I wouldn't trust the Sixers to hold a fourth quarter lead, my guys. So like I say, this team is. I don't know what to say about this Sixers team. They have some ballers over there. Not sure how they're going to look in the playoffs. This is the type of game that I watch and learn, my guys. I like to look with the Pistons. Definitely could not talk you off that, my guy. Let's go over here to the streets of Brooklyn real quick, man. Like I said, rematch of the first game of the season where the Bucks just absolutely took the Nets to Smack City there. Obviously, it's a totally different team now. The Bucks are starting to get ready for the playoffs here, Shark. This is a different Nets team, though, I must say. How you looking at this game, my guy?
This is tough for me, and we talk about this all the time. The higher class of the game, the harder it is to cap. You see this tight line, that should tell you a story, 1.5, 2. And you go back through the lines this year, it hasn't really told you much of a story. Of course, you guys that follow me and Jay over the years and the years and the years to come hear the 2 words, and you guys love to hear it, line functionality. It does not exist with these teams. A lot of moving parts this year, of course, with the Nets roster. Kyrie in, Kyrie out, Durant in, Durant out, Harden being moved. But as Jay said, you go back to the opener, an absolute blowout, 127-101 Milwaukee. Milwaukee did get them in the second one as well, and then Brooklyn came back most recently, 126-123. You do get a Milwaukee revenge game here, but again, zooming out, shouldn't Milwaukee and Brooklyn split this season series here? Jay, an official play, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was just saying, yeah, but we got my guy Nets Bets in the chat, man. I was looking for you on the early show, my guy. Let's cash tonight, man. We going hoodie J today, like it's got like a KD. You see what I'm saying? You gotta do the whole thing, man. But yeah, I didn't brush my hair today in under of KD, but nah, I mess with you guys. Playoff revenge still. I'll still mention it. As you said, you get the revenge spot for the Nets, but they're still 1-2 versus the Bucks this year. They'll be pissed off at this team for the near future, guys. You got KD in there. They beat them last time with Kyrie and the boys on the road plus 9.5 underdogs without KD. He'll be back today. KD is an absolute matchup nightmare for this team, man. No PJ Tucker for these guys. He's going for 35 in his sleep tonight. I also think Kyrie's going to have a good game. Guys like Seth Curry, Patty Mills, Dragic. This is a different Nets team that even the last time where they saw versus the Bucks, where they won outright is 9.5 pointer. I was on them that night as well. They're 4-2 straight. While everyone's talking about their ATS records, I don't care about this one. They just need to win the game here. Basically, -2 spread. They're 4-2 straight up last 6 games at the house, and one of those were a buzzer beater by Dinwiddie. So they could have been 5-1 straight up last 6 at the house. Don't care about the ATS records. 7-3 straight up over the last 10 games overall. Also 4-1 against the spread last 5 versus greater than 60% winning teams. This is a turn-up game, step-up spot for the Nets. Bucks have a game tomorrow as well at the house. I know it's just the Clippers, but you still do get that mind element. Guys, we have a game tomorrow. Possibly get down, maybe start looking ahead to smashing the Clippers tomorrow. That's exactly what I see happen. I like the Nets here early and often. I sprinkled on the first half, -1. Also like them full game, -2. Nets Bets. Let's cash tonight, my guys. And I always say, guys, this is what I'm liking. I know the whole world likes the Bucks. If you like the Bucks in this game, don't let me steer you off. If you go with your gut, man. But my gut tells me that the Nets are walking out here with a win. They need this game a whole lot more, guys. They are even up the series 2-2. Them shit's going 2-0 Nets first half and full game, my guys. Definitely a good one. Possibly slight lean to the under there as well. I see both teams coming in here playing some defense. Let's go over here to the streets of Atlanta here. We got the Hawks laying 6 versus the Cavs Shark. This is not the same Cavs team. They were covering all those spreads earlier on. The Hawks kind of getting trying to get hot right now. I don't like the fact that it's come off two straight road games though, and then they're back at the house with a road home back-to-back. But it's Hawks or nothing for me in this spot, Shark.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Hawks line, but we do trace this. Go back to the previous matchup in Atlanta, 124-116, Atlanta -2.5. Atlanta did get them prior at, I believe, a plus figure in Cleveland. And Cleveland, of course, opened the season with a win at home against Atlanta. So you get a double revenge game for Cleveland here, but you get both teams on a 3rd and 4 back-to-back with travel. This is ugly stuff for both teams. This is really not what you're looking to cap in professional basketball. When you get 2 teams, ultra fatigue, ultra travel, and probably a sharp line. Of course, this is adjusted up towards Atlanta off a 2.5 prior. But when you see an 8-point win at home and it comes in at 6, it's a very well averaged 6. And as we've talked about numerous times, the Cleveland Cavaliers do function much better as an underdog, not laying points. I think this game is really going to be a gamble here tonight. I have nothing on this one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do like the Hawks here, guys. I'm not betting. I don't like this point spread range with them laying a 6. But what I see from the Hawks is them really starting to get in the offensive groove. I know they played the Thunder last night, but they could have easily laid down their game as well. They got Hunter back, so they have some defenders in there. The Cavs right now, they're Garland and LeVert. That's the team, guys. The rest of this team is like the Cavs of the past years, where it's low-key a bunch of bums out there. So they're still a great team, still really good coach, but you see them heading in the wrong direction. They don't have Mobley. They don't have Allen. Those are 2 of the players that really makes the Cavs what they were earlier in this season, guys. So it's Hawks or nothing for me here. Don't like the spot, especially laying the points. But I'd be surprised if the Hawks didn't keep it going tonight. They're really trying to get into a groove heading into the playoffs. They just seem like they're starting to get back to their old selves and play a little bit of defense. We know that the offense could absolutely roll. Bogdanovich was hot last night. Trae Young as well. He had 41 points through 3 quarters. I kind of see them bringing that in, and they basically sat their starters the 4th quarter as well. So maybe not necessarily the same fatigue for the Hawks with the Cavs. That game went all the way down to the wire with the Mavs, and they're missing some key players. Hawks pretty much close to full strength. Hawks the only way that I could look in this one, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Chicago real quick. The Windy. The wind blowing outside, man. You got the Bulls here laying 2 versus the Clippers, guys. I do need a haircut, but I'm not on the Clippers tonight. They do have a game in Milwaukee tomorrow, so I do think Paul George is probably going to sit tomorrow's game out. But Clippers are none for me here. Shark this is a tough game for me. This is the type of game that I like to watch and learn. Who you think wins this game?
Yeah, speaking of watching and learning, of course, Paul George coming back into the lineup, only his second game, his first road game. A lot of ambiguity here. We take you back through the Clippers' road calendar at the East. They have been very effective in the opening game of an Eastern sequence. Did push the last one, 112-106 against the Hawks. Did beat the Celtics outright, and they did beat the 76ers outright. Chicago comes home here in a really kind of a funky spot, off a road trip and a win and a cover against Washington. They're opening up a 5-game homestand to basically end their calendar year here. They do finish with 1 road game, but a really important 5-game homestand for Eastern seeding. They play the Clippers first, then they proceed to play, I believe, the Hornets, the Bucks, the Heat, and one other contender. So inherently and intrinsically, this is a trap game. They have already beaten them on the road by 10 points earlier this year. This line is flipping 6 points to Chicago. It's a Chicago number, but this is definitely a Clippers spot. It's a trap spot for the Bulls. It's not easy to cap this stuff, and this is definitely a no play for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. This is definitely a toss-up type of game. I would lean Clippers. If I had a free play, I do agree with the line move coming down from 3.5 to that 2, especially with the Clippers possibly bringing some of that positive momentum from the last game. You come back down from 25 points, that will get you juiced up. We saw Paul George. I mean, this guy's an absolute baller, man. You come out, you hadn't played in a few months, and you come out and drop 34 points and a huge comeback win. That shows buy on for me. But like I say, they do have a game tomorrow versus the Bucks, guys. I see my guy Jeff and Sheesby, my guy Shar's brother in there, man. Appreciate you for tuning in, my guy. Yeah, people in chat say lean Bulls, man. It's a tough game for me. I could definitely see this going either way, so I'm not betting it. Would lean Clippers though. Last game up, Shark. Let's go to the streets of Utah. You have the hat on. I'll let you start them off with it, my guy.
Absolutely. On a suddenly not so casual March 31st, 2022, the buy hat is engaged. The trifecta is engaged. The Utah Jazz are engaged. Who's disengaged? The Los Angeles Lakers. No LeBron James. They come in here in a really brutal spot. Road back-to-back, or excuse me, a front-end back-to-back before a game against the Pelicans tomorrow. I take you back to the last time the Lakers played a front-end road back-to-back before a home game at Phoenix. Gave up 48 points in the first quarter and lost 140-111. Trace this matchup. You're actually getting a double revenge game for the Jazz. Mm-hmm. The Jazz have lost twice already this year, both in Crypto.com, both late melts. 101-95 were in control, gave it away in the fourth, 29-17 Lakers. 106-101 Lakers were in control going into the fourth. LeBron James turns up. Aaron Donald after the Super Bowl sitting on the sidelines. 19-4 run. And really, if you trace the line functionality in this matchup, we talk about when it matters. This is fluid stuff. Bear with me here. I'm going to go back through it for last year. Very important stuff. Last year at home, Utah 114-89 blowout against the Lakers on a -8.5. It came back to -1.5. Lakers on the road. Very, very strong Lakers. Lakers did win in the same gym the very next game. It flipped to Utah -7. Then it scaled down 5-4 Utah. Both losses. All over it here. Utah's been very inconsistent. Utah comes home here off an 0-5 sample straight up and ATS. The last time Utah came off a road trip and an 0-4 ATS cluster, they had one home game and they went back on the road. It's exactly what they're doing here on the schedule. They played Portland. They laid 19.5 points and they beat them 125-83. They came out and shellacked them. This is a blowout waiting to happen. Utah first quarter -4.5. First half -8. Game -13. Trifecta engaged. Let's go.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off, man. The Lakers, they've basically all. I know that AD is supposed to come back tomorrow. I'm with you. I looked at it, double revenge spot. Obviously, the line's all over it with no LeBron or AD. I worry about the Jazz's mental. Like, I don't like the way that they're talking after the game. You're talking about this shit's happening again. Donovan Mitchell doesn't want to play there, but obviously versus the Lakers, it doesn't take much to smack these guys up. Shark, I like the trifecta spot. I'm not going anywhere near the Lakers right now. They are in the play-in tournament right now. now. They know they're not winning this game. And games that they don't have a chance to win, they tend to get blown out and give up, coming off like a damn near 30-point loss versus my Mavs, my guys. So as long as the Jazz come in this game locked up, they do have Bogdanovich back as well, their best player. I know Mitchell is the baller over there, but Bogdanovich is the most important player on the team. He is coming back today. First game back at the house off a little road trip, but definitely see the Jazz coming out here smacking these guys up. That's the only way that I could look in this game, Shark. May ride with you on this, man. I like that trifecta spot versus the Jazz. You got this. It's a nice hat. What they say off next Friday? Nice hat. That's what you said. But let's talk about some shirts, man. Hit me up. NbaTalkWithJay@gmail. Everybody's hitting me up. If you hadn't got your shirt by now, please DM me on Twitter. Something's went wrong because everybody's gotten their shirts. I appreciate everybody for the support. Hit the like button, subscribe as well. Shark, what we liking today, my brother?
As I said, 10 p.m. TNT home locker room here. Vivint Arena, trifecta engaged. One final point on that. The Lakers without LeBron James on the road. 2 games recently at Charlotte, obliterated first quarter, first half. And, of course, as Jay mentioned, the last game on record here at Dallas. You saw how they came out here. The Jazz and Phoenix are very similar in terms of their offensive rating, their real shooting percentage, their three-point percentage, and their pace. Utah, mental makeup aside, Donovan Mitchell comments aside, they're going to come out here, full rest, home game 1, double revenge, look at these guys on the court and say, we're going to run these guys right off the court right now. 3 plays engaged, first quarter -4.5, first half -8, game -13, and 7 o'clock, Little Caesars Arena, home locker room, +10.5, 1.5 units. Detroit, March 31st, 2022. The month is coming to an end. We hope everybody's having a great Thirsty Thursday. Jay Monty, a pleasure as always. Close them out and let's dominate.
Little Caesars Arena, hot and ready like Little Caesars Pizza. You dig what I'm saying? I think KD, Kyrie, and the boys, Drummond, one of the most important players on the Nets, I think they're hot and ready to come out here primed up to get a big win at the house. Everybody talking about how they suck at the house. They can still win games. Maybe not cover -14 spreads, but on a -2 spread, I'll trust this team to get a win. I like it better at the house, playoff type environment, crowd all into it. Give me Kyrie and KD, 7-11. We're going to the gas station today. Go get some gas at 7-11, man. I like the Nets first half -1 and full game -2. Let's get some cash, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe. Go follow my guy on Twitter at Sharks and Sports. You can follow me as well at J Money is Money. Neil, I see you, my guy in the chat, man, with the $5 tip. Everybody in the chat. Hey, let's cash, man. Let's keep it going. Coming off a nice day yesterday. Let's keep it going today. Hey, bet what you like, my guys. Bet what you love. Let's get some cash. Let's against the bookies. We out back tomorrow. Let's cash.